Jakes used to come to my parties. T.D. Jakes also gave me young boys from church for sacrifice.
Hello there, I'm Eva Pilgrim. Thanks for streaming with us. Week 3 of testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs trial, starting with the music mogul's former assistant, Capricorn Clark, taking the stand.
Why would we need a 50-foot bed?
I mean, T.D. Jakes ain't small. I'm just saying. If it's a group thing, it's a group thing. You gotta think about, you got Rick Ross, you got Khaled, we talk about heavy hitters.
What started as a celebrity lawsuit has now turned into something much bigger. In a shocking courtroom twist, Bishop T.D. Jakes, one of the most influential pastors in America, has been linked to a growing scandal involving Sean Diddy Combs. As the trial unfolds, new names, secret connections, and unexpected alliances are surfacing, drawing in high-profile figures from music, politics, and even religion. But why has a judge now called for T.D. Jakes' arrest? And what exactly did Diddy reveal in court that sparked this move? You're about to hear the details that have the internet in a frenzy. Keep watching. What comes next could change it all. From white parties to witness stands, Dallas-based pastor and public figure T.D. Jakes has now been officially named in a federal lawsuit involving musician Sean Diddy Combs. According to court documents, the lawsuit was filed by a producer who had previously worked with Combs. The filing alleges that Diddy attempted to leverage his association with Bishop Jakes in an effort to manage public perception following a separate high-profile lawsuit filed by Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former partner. The Diddy trial has grown into one of the most closely followed legal stories of the year. As new names continue to surface in connection with the case, T.D. Jakes has emerged as one of the most unexpected individuals linked to what has been described by some as Diddy's dark circle. This term refers to a group believed to be involved in hidden activities behind the scenes, individuals who may have had influence over business decisions, personal relationships, and public narratives tied to the case. Reports claim that T.D. Jakes not only appeared in connection with the group, but also may have provided names of others believed to be involved. Before Jakes' name was brought into the courtroom, troubling testimonies and claims had already begun to emerge, each one painting a more disturbing picture of what may have taken place privately, away from public view. Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former girlfriend, filed her own lawsuit in November. That complaint includes allegations of emotional abuse, physical violence, and incidents of forced indecent activity. In the aftermath, some legal analysts suggested that T.D. Jakes' inclusion could introduce pivotal testimony, potential witnesses, or even shift the legal strategy on either side of the courtroom. As expected, the defense team for Diddy has moved to question Jakes' credibility, raising concerns that his involvement may come with a personal or strategic agenda. These developments have sparked debate across mainstream media and online platforms. While some outlets have treated the allegations seriously, others have approached them with skepticism, resulting in conflicting coverage that has left many members of the public unsure of what to believe. The core question that continues to surface: who else is part of this inner circle, and how deep do these connections go? Adding to the complexity, a new witness came forward and testified under oath that she had been held against her will on more than one occasion. In one specific incident, she described being taken from her apartment by Combs and a bodyguard and driven to the residence of rapper Kid Cudi. According to her sworn statement, the alleged purpose of this visit was to slay him.
She testified she was held against her will twice, at one point alleging she was forced from her apartment and into a car to take Combs and one of his bodyguards to the home of rapper Kid Cudi to, quote, kill him.
At the time, Kid Cudi was romantically involved with Cassie Ventura, which some believe may have sparked tension between him and Combs. The witness, identified in court as Clark, added that Combs had allegedly threatened Ventura with harm if she didn't convince Cudi to avoid reporting a prior break-in. Beyond this, Clark described another deeply troubling experience. She said she was subjected to lie detector tests administered by a man she described as physically intimidating. The tests were reportedly connected to suspicions over missing jewelry. According to her testimony, the man warned her, "If she flunked the test, they're going to throw you in the East River." What began as Cassie Ventura's personal legal action has now escalated into a sprawling, multi-layered case involving a growing list of witnesses, leaked recordings, and high-profile associations. The scope has shifted from personal misconduct to an exploration of a broader network, one that spans the worlds of entertainment, faith, and business. On a different note, former Diddy bodyguard Gene Deal provided insights from his past experiences. He confirmed that he had personally attended Diddy's highly publicized white parties in the Hamptons, known for attracting celebrities and industry insiders. He noted that the tone and behavior at these events reportedly shifted over the years, becoming more unrestrained and controversial.
Maybe that'll save some souls. I know he got a contract with Revolt, so I'm just like, it's just real strange that he would be found at any kind of Diddy party or any kind of place with Diddy unless it's in a business atmosphere.
Gene's remarks seem to question the presence of someone like T.D. Jakes at a party environment, often rumored to be associated with excess and questionable behavior. Diddy's network and high-profile links. The case involving Sean Diddy Combs continues to grow, exposing deeper ties and raising questions about influence and secrecy beyond the music world. What started as a legal battle focused on Diddy has expanded to include well-known names from entertainment, politics, and religion, drawing a larger picture of interconnected power. At the center of the case are serious accusations that threaten to damage Diddy's public image and could send shockwaves through the industry. Sources have suggested that Diddy may be part of what some describe as a dark circle, a behind-the-scenes group shaping narratives and outcomes in entertainment and business. Testimonies and filings so far have pointed to long-standing connections with several high-profile individuals.
Ex-President Clinton, President Obama, President Trump. I think these are three American presidents who really, really, really wish they had no connection to Diddy. But they all do. They all know him, appeared with him, partied with him.
Reports during the proceedings claim that over 100 public figures may ultimately be linked to the case. While some are already being named, others are just starting to surface, with no confirmed roles.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Thank you. And I just want to say how much I appreciate Puff Daddy for doing the kinds of work that he's doing, because he doesn't have to do this.
One of the most unexpected was actor Robert Downey Jr., known for his public appearances with Diddy but not for attending his private events. His inclusion raised eyebrows but hasn't been tied to any confirmed role in the proceedings. Actor Mike Myers was also reportedly mentioned, possibly due to a comedic reference in a past film involving Diddy. Similarly, Michael B. Jordan was named due to a rumored confrontation involving Diddy and Cassie Ventura, as reported by Rolling Stone. Meanwhile, USA Today highlighted rapper Kid Cudi's name, tied to Ventura's lawsuit, which included a claim that Diddy threatened to blow up his car. T.D. Jakes, a respected pastor and public figure, became a central focus when he recently announced his decision to step away from his leadership role at the Potter's House. His connection to Diddy, both directly and through others, has pushed him into the spotlight. Some reports state that he has named individuals he believes are also tied to Diddy's circle. These shifts could change the course of the trial entirely. The figures being named are not minor. Many hold significant power in various industries. Their possible involvement adds weight to the claims and may expose how far-reaching the connections go. This trial has moved far beyond one man. It is now exposing links and relationships that had not been publicly known before. Following T.D. Jakes' public statement, some of the individuals named have started responding, possibly in an attempt to control public reaction or avoid fallout. T.D. Jakes unmasks the power network. T.D. Jakes' name entering the Diddy trial drew serious attention from both entertainment circles and faith-based communities. Known for his spiritual leadership, Jakes unexpectedly became involved when he made statements naming others connected to Diddy's inner circle.
Diddy forced me and other celebrities into physical contact. Jay-Z and Beyonce are also with Diddy. I apologize to everyone for my wrong actions.
His words, combined with his standing as a religious figure, brought weight to the case. Many questioned how he got involved and why his testimony named high-profile individuals. Reports say Jakes revealed several prominent names, some of whom had never been publicly linked to Diddy before. This alleged group, sometimes referred to as a dark circle, is said to include key figures in business, media, and music. One of them is a veteran entrepreneur long rumored to be close to Diddy, now accused of advising questionable decisions. Another is a media executive believed to have financially supported activities under current scrutiny. Jakes' involvement shifts the conversation around influence, power, and the merging of religion with celebrity circles. His role now raises concerns about how deeply this network may run, and whether it has shaped narratives or legal moves from behind the scenes. The disclosure of names wasn't just notable, it pointed to something larger. It suggested a system built to protect reputations and avoid accountability. As investigators review fresh leads, sources say some of the individuals named by Jakes are already under quiet examination. Major media outlets have shown limited coverage of this part of the case. The people named reportedly hold enough influence to avoid deep press scrutiny, leaving questions about media silence and protection. Fallout and whistleblower revelations. After T.D. Jakes publicly revealed names allegedly connected to Diddy's reported inner circle, the impact was immediate and widespread. The announcement quickly spread beyond the courtroom, reaching into the entertainment world and religious communities alike.
Crazy, man. But to get into this lawsuit, right, Cassie, she testified that Diddy will force male escorts to urinate in her mouth during freakos.
My man, you know, that's a touchy and difficult subject when you're a man and you have daughters. You understand?
Gene Deal also said the actions described were deeply troubling. He referred to allegations about someone forcing such acts on a person who would then engage in normal daily contact, like eating or speaking closely, with others. He questioned how a person with such behavior could claim to care for anyone. He also stated, "You know he didn't outdid R. Kelly with that right there, bro," when I heard that. He described it as a serious and disturbing situation, especially in the context of a supposed intimate relationship. In response to T.D. Jakes' claims, several individuals who were named quickly issued statements. These responses denied wrongdoing or any form of involvement. Most chose to release public remarks that were measured and indirect. Many suggested that their names had been used in a storyline that did not concern them directly. However, people familiar with the matter observed that the pattern of responses appeared coordinated. Legal representatives for several of the individuals reportedly mobilized quickly. Some accounts state that these teams attempted to present T.D. Jakes' claims as unverified or motivated by other interests, suggesting they were intended to sway the ongoing trial. Meanwhile, on social media, the reaction was intense. A large number of users voiced both support for T.D. Jakes and concern over the situation. Hashtags pushing for clarity and accountability gained traction quickly on platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Discussions soon turned into larger debates.
T.D. Jakes, do not speak against homosexuality.
Public sentiment became divided. Some defended Diddy, while others demanded a deeper investigation and transparency. This divide introduced new complications, shifting the trial into a broader public conversation about secrecy, control, and influence among high-profile individuals. The matter began moving beyond legal arguments into wider questions of reputation and credibility. T.D. Jakes' statement also encouraged others to come forward. Several former insiders and individuals who had been silent until now began to speak up. Some stated that they had first-hand knowledge of how the group operated. They described what they referred to as a behind-the-scenes system that quietly shaped media narratives, legal strategies, and public perception.
I have all the proof of Diddy's gay parties. When I tried to leak the proof, Diddy threatened to me. I also have videos of Diddy performing sacrifices.
According to one account, confidential meetings were held where efforts to steer the course of the trial were discussed. These meetings, according to the source, also involved attempts to silence victims and witnesses. Additional reports mentioned financial rewards or pressure being used to discourage individuals from speaking out. Celebrity chaos in open court. The trial involving Sean Diddy Combs has moved from private exchanges to material evidence presented in open court. According to court observers, audio recordings, previously unknown to the public, are now part of the proceedings, raising the stakes significantly. Alongside phone records, these recordings reportedly involve Diddy, Will Smith, and Meek Mill and contain explicit content. The case's turning point came after grainy hotel surveillance footage with no sound was shown. Soon after, more serious audio was played inside the courtroom. With no recording devices or phones allowed, the courtroom remained silent during the playback. One witness described the entire room freezing in response. After the audio was introduced, the court updated the list of witnesses. The new names included former employees, artists, and other individuals with direct ties to Diddy, not those seeking attention, but people believed to have first-hand knowledge. These witnesses are legally protected, and some have now decided to testify. Among them is Dawn Richard, formerly of Danity Kane, a music group once managed by Diddy. She appeared visibly tired after her court appearance. Her testimony supported parts of Cassie Ventura's claims. Dawn Richard reportedly told the court about an incident where Diddy allegedly assaulted Cassie because dinner had not been prepared. The next day, he allegedly instructed Richard and another group member not to speak of what had happened. When questioned under oath, Richard described seeing violence more than once. During one exchange, she identified a specific event in 2009 at Diddy's Los Angeles home, when she was part of his Dirty Money group. According to her account, he yelled about missing food, grabbed a skillet, and tried to hit Cassie with it. Richard said Cassie fell to the floor, curled up, and was then kicked multiple times before being dragged upstairs. She testified that there was shouting and the sound of breaking glass. When asked whether she called the police or stepped in, she replied no to both. The next day, Diddy reportedly said the incident was just a passionate moment and advised silence, warning that people could go missing. When asked what she thought he meant, Richard said, "Death." At that point, Diddy's legal team objected, and the judge ended her testimony for the day. Before Richard testified, a Homeland Security agent spoke about the arrest of Diddy. The agent described entering the Park Hyatt Hotel, room 2115, where Diddy was staying. Photos of the suite were shown to the jury. Each room was labeled, and the agent explained their role in photographing and logging items found, which were documented using a standard federal form. One image presented in court showed plastic bags containing Johnson & Johnson baby oil and Astroglide. Diddy's daughters, who were in court during this part of the testimony, reportedly left the room quietly and visibly shaken. Observers said this happened shortly after audio had been played in court. The atmosphere in the courtroom became notably heavier afterward. Allegations tie Will Smith to Diddy. Court insiders confirmed that Will Smith's name came up in the Diddy trial, linked directly to audio recordings rather than unsubstantiated rumors. This development sparked a swift reaction online, with many revisiting past interviews between Smith and Diddy, including a comedian's suggestion of a closer bond. Commentator Jaguar Wright later addressed the matter publicly, stating that Smith should answer for his role in caring for young individuals associated with him.
Number one, as far as Will Smith is concerned, until he does right by all of those children that were harmed and corrupted while in his care, children that grew up to be men, boys like Bashir Gray, August Alsina, your own son. Like, your own son.
Wright also questioned why certain voices, including Brother Bilal and mid-2000s celebrity connections, remain absent or unheard, and noted shifting loyalties among those once close to Smith. The ongoing situation took a sharper turn when Bilal, Will Smith's brother and one-time assistant, spoke out with detailed accounts regarding Smith's alleged personal connections. Bilal stated he had seen interactions between Will and actor Dwayne Martin, including what he described as a private and compromising moment. He also spoke about the dynamic between Will and Jada Smith, suggesting that Will's relationship with her stemmed in part from a desire for public affirmation. According to Bilal, Jada held considerable influence over those in her professional circle, requiring some individuals to undergo rehab, allegedly as a condition for continued work, even if they had no known issues with substance use. Bilal went on to say that he personally witnessed an indecent encounter involving Will and Dwayne Martin. This revelation, he claimed, was a major factor in his later estrangement from Jada. He described an environment within Hollywood where control, status, and silence appeared closely tied to personal and professional survival.
You kept it straight on the Smiths. Like, you was just like, I seen Jamie with women.
Yeah.
I seen Jamie with black. And I was like, okay, so this ain't got nothing to do with him trying to gain clout off of every celebrity, trying to ruin his relationship with all the celebrities you've done business with.
Bilal, once Will Smith's assistant and longtime friend, continued to make detailed claims about the internal dynamics surrounding Will and Jada Smith. He explained that his statements were not aimed at seeking attention or harming all celebrities, but instead stemmed from personal knowledge of the couple. He said his connection to the Smiths gave him insight, especially into Jada's alleged influence on others in their circle. According to Bilal, Jada had a pattern of controlling behavior, often expecting people around her to treat her as superior. He claimed this created a system where people would follow her lead, believing she could help them professionally. He also noted that she allegedly sent individuals to rehab facilities as a condition to remain employed, regardless of whether substance issues were involved. Bilal stated he was surprised when Jada mentioned the possibility of a lawsuit against him. He noted that Will, who usually avoids public disputes, had not commented on the matter, but a representative had issued a denial of the allegations. He took this quick public response, less than 9 hours, as acknowledgement of the accuracy of his claims, though he acknowledged that no lawsuit had been filed. He pointed out that a specific interview Jada gave on The Breakfast Club played a role in stopping any legal action, as it contained remarks that a legal expert reportedly stated could not support a defamation case. Bilal emphasized that this interview shielded him from litigation, and as of that moment, he had received no legal notice from Jada or her team. Toward the end of his statements, Bilal shifted focus directly to Jada, alleging that if she did not follow through with her legal threat, he would begin publicly naming individuals involved in what he described as inappropriate or abusive conduct at private gatherings. He claimed his motivation was to bring transparency to behaviors he believed had caused harm. Comedian Lunel later echoed part of Bilal's narrative, suggesting that the connection between Will and Dwayne Martin had been deeper than previously understood. Furthermore, during a recorded interview, comedian Lunel addressed circulating claims involving Will Smith. She mentioned hearing the rumors linking Smith to Diddy and questioned their credibility, acknowledging the surprise such stories often bring.
The rumors of Will Smith being gay and having gay relations with, who was it with? Diddy? I know, right? Hold on.
Lunel explained that the claims reportedly came from someone identified as Will Smith's former assistant, though she personally did not confirm if that was accurate. She noted that the same individual had previously asked to appear on her platform for an interview, a request she declined. That person, according to Lunel, alleged they had witnessed Smith with actor Dwayne Martin. As the conversation continued, Lunel considered the idea of interviewing Tisha Campbell, who was previously married to Dwayne Martin, suggesting that such a discussion might shed more light on the topic. Although she admitted she was aware of additional rumors involving both Dwayne Martin and the Smiths, she stated she would not repeat certain claims publicly due to potential legal consequences. Gene reflects on power and image.
Whereas that he's dressing like, he dressing the same, he dressing like Diddy? hugged up with Diddy, I think that Lil Rod know a lot of but I know this. Two men dress alike, it's just like two men laying down. When they both get up, they both homos. And that's real talk, bruh.
In a recorded segment, Gene Deal commented on the public image and behavior of individuals allegedly tied to Diddy. He noted similarities in how some men in the industry dress and present themselves, pointing out that appearing closely aligned in style and manner with others, such as wearing matching clothing, can lead to public assumptions or misinterpretations. Deal referenced Lil Rod, stating he may have significant insight into the situation, but emphasized that appearances often carry deeper meaning in this context. He also recalled a party scenario, describing how he would react if someone showed up wearing the same shirt as him, by removing his own and choosing to blend in less. Deal went on to mention Meek Mill, citing unconfirmed claims about the rapper's internet activity, including searches for adult content. He explained that while such behavior might seem shocking, the pressure and culture in entertainment can drive people to act in unexpected ways. According to him, Meek Mill likely didn't enter the industry expecting to face personal scrutiny or be linked to rumors involving figures like Diddy, but circumstances may have brought that attention. In another conversation, Deal was asked about speculation involving Diddy and Bishop T.D. Jakes. He responded by acknowledging the contrast between Jakes' religious status and the nature of the parties reportedly attended. While suggesting the events included a range of adult behaviors, he allowed for the possibility that Jakes was present for spiritual reasons or outreach. Old videos resurface amid new claims. As legal proceedings involving Sean Diddy Combs continue, earlier video clips and testimonies are resurfacing, shedding new light on long-standing allegations. In one courtroom segment, prosecutors focused on claims made by Eva regarding an alleged threat Combs made toward Kid Cudi after learning about his relationship with Cassie Ventura. This was reportedly one of 3 incidents tied to a broader racketeering investigation, specifically involving kidnapping. Capricorn Clark shared detailed accounts of her time working with Combs. She testified that in 2004, she was subjected to lie detector tests for 5 consecutive days in New York after jewelry went missing. She described being taken to a rundown office location linked to Bad Boy Entertainment and hooked up to a polygraph machine by a much larger man, who reportedly warned her that failure would result in being thrown into the East River. Clark also recalled a 2008 encounter in Miami, where she alleged Combs pushed her repeatedly until she left his home. Then, in 2011, she stated she was forced into a car at gunpoint and taken to Kid Cudi's house under Combs' orders. Her experience related to the missing jewelry traces back to an eventful July 4th weekend in the Hamptons. Clark was supposed to deliver the loaned pieces from Jacob the jeweler to Miami, but realized during her travel that the bag was gone. She suspected it was taken internally and was later confronted by Combs and his bodyguard, Uncle Paulie. Separately, Meek Mill's name surfaced in court audio, sparking significant public attention. Online responses showed Meek pushing back strongly, especially on Twitter. But instead of silencing speculation, his defensive tone added to the scrutiny. Questions were raised about his appearance and personal associations, particularly with Combs. One clip circulated online shows Combs referring to Meek Mill as Daddy during a birthday celebration near a pool filled with shirtless guests.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
Another video captures Meek at a gathering, appearing uncomfortable as laughter is heard in the background. These moments, once ignored or viewed as harmless, are now being reevaluated by the public, with older jokes and social media posts resurfacing. Some viewers suggest that earlier comments now seem more relevant in light of recent revelations. So, what do you think? Should T.D. Jakes be held accountable based on Diddy's courtroom statements? Or is there more to the story that hasn't been revealed yet? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you never miss an update. And before you go, check out one of the 2 videos on your screen. You won't want to miss what's coming next.